something. For that, you said that not to be afraid of failing, or how you teach in, or as a way of thinking in Israel. Yes. What can we learn of that? Like like parents, like how to teach our kids, all of that, to go through the window, to how. What do we have to teach?
How do you teach it? So you don't teach it in one day. I think it's a part of a culture.
Yes.
For example, there are people who are very square,
Yes, very methodic.
Very methodic.
They are engineers. They are calling engineers in Mexico.
Yeah.
All right, they are engineers.
But it's not a modern engineer. There are some engineers which are very methodic, but our engineers are non-methodic. So it's I think part of not only the Israeli, also the Chinese are sometimes to think outside the box.
All right.
Not to believe your teacher, always to challenge your teacher. And
if you challenge the teacher, they are going to put you that you failed the lesson.
Not to take everything for granted.
Yes.
And if the teacher explains you something, to try to understand why, and to try to understand how to do it better than your teacher, and how to do it better than the commander in the army, and how to do it better than your boss. In the high-tech companies in Israel, sometimes it's very frustrating. You cannot tell your engineer what to do if you don't convince him.
Yes.
You have to convince him that this is the right solution. So you have to be smarter than him. Otherwise, he will not do it. He will do it in his way. So this is a very tough fight, also with our students. We cannot force them that this is the solution. We have to convince them logically that this is one of the best solutions. Also, as a dean with my professors,
exactly.
I cannot tell them what to do. I have to convince them that this is the best way. Otherwise, they will not listen to me.
Somebody told me that if you are going to hire somebody, he has to know more than you, because if you know more than him, for what does you need him?
Yeah.
And he has to know that
he has to be young and his mind, he has to be more clever than you. This is right.
Yes.
And this is, I'm happy that you said it, because this is also my philosophy when I hire new faculty to the university. The most important job of a dean is to hire the best people to the faculty.
All right.
So the first question that I ask myself when I hire somebody, is he equivalent to the people I have, or is he better than them? If he's not better than them, then I will not hire them. Why not to hire them if I have? I always hire people that are better than the present people. So in this way, I will improve the faculty all the time.
What do you think is the best thing University of Tel Aviv has to offer for young students that are coming out from school or for masters? What do you think is the best thing you can? I'm not talking about the dean in engineering.
The best thing that we can offer to students?
Yes.
Or in other words, do you ask why students should study in Tel Aviv?
Yes.
I think the best thing that Tel Aviv can offer is that in one campus, and it's the only one of its kind in Israel, in one campus, in 1 square kilometers, we have all the disciplines, and it's the most comprehensive university in Israel, and this creates a lot of innovations, because we are all located in 1 square kilometer, so the philosophers can talk with the biologists, and the engineers can talk with the philosophers, and all in the same location. And I don't want to talk about other universities,
yes.
But it's the only, and not less important, the Tel Aviv city around it. Tel Aviv city with all the innovations and all the startups. The Tel Aviv is the second most innovative city after
yes.
San Francisco, in absolute terms.
Exactly.
So you have the most comprehensive city inside the heart of the startup nation. So you don't need more than this. So you have the culture, or the DNA to make innovations. And maybe we will end by this, that Tel Aviv University, I have more time.
Yes.
Tel Aviv University is ranked number 8 in the world. Yes. In absolute values,
wow.
In the number of startups that it produces. So
yes.
we are in the top 10 together with Stanford, with Berkeley, and although we are only 62 years old.
It's true that if you have a problem in University of Tel Aviv, in a project, you have a problem and you don't know how to solve it.
Somebody will be able to solve it because...
They told me that the only thing you have to do, if you are stuck with a problem in the computer or with something, you only have to go back down and take a coffee. When you're taking the coffee, somebody near you will say, you know.
Yeah, because we have and we are very friendly we collaborate between faculties, we talk with each other between faculties, so this creates, there is a special atmosphere in Tel Aviv, a special DNA, I cannot explain it, and it works better than other campuses in Israel for sure, but also relative to the world, it works, we cannot compete with Stanford, which sits in the middle of the Silicon Valley. We cannot compete with them, but we can compete with many other universities with the fact that we have this special culture or special DNA of Tel Aviv.
All right, yes. That's a big advance because you have there, and you are also in Israel, that it's a special culture for that.
Yeah.
So it helps.
But the special culture of Tel Aviv, of Israel, is based on Tel Aviv. Most of the innovation and startups start in Tel Aviv area.
All right.
Now, another thing that it's advantages to Tel Aviv University, that we have all the elite intelligent units of the army around Tel Aviv.
All right.
And all these people, during their army service, come to do their master's and PhD in the university.
All right.
And these are the best people in Israel.
And they told me that the USB, it was an invention for the spies. So they could be having in a small thing all the information they could get from a computer.
Yeah.
Is that true?
The USB?
Yes. They told me
the
that
USB, the professor that invented it, he was not from the army. No. He was he was a new immigrant from Russia, but the professor that invented, but maybe his students were from the intelligent units, I don't know.
Well, many people say that many of the invention in Israel came from the army or from necessity. Is that true?
Yeah. I don't know if most, but a very big, and again in the army.
Because you have to find these things to
in the
survive.
army you have to find solutions which do not exist.
All right.
And you must do them very fast and give a very fast solution.
Yes.
We have some elite intelligent units that go to other countries and they need special devices and they need it yesterday. And you have to...
It just happened with Gaza, with the balloons and with the kites.
Yeah.
They started with that and say, how they are going. Now there is a special system. I just saw it someplace, I don't know if University of Tel Aviv was, that they found it by infrared, they discover it, they know, and they blow it away.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most remarkable example is the Iron Dome, that this system was established within unbelievable 2 years, a complete anti-missile system, which is, just to give you an idea how sophisticated, people are not aware how sophisticated is this system. The missile which is launched, it has, within the first second of its launch, it scans over about 1,000 different, which does optimization within 1 second, which track to choose in order to come at the right angle, especially at the right angle to the missile. It has to come parallel to the missile and explode, not like
exactly.
this. It has to come.
That's interesting. I thought it was just went there and hit it.
No, you don't want to come like this.
All right.
Because it explodes near the missile.
All right.
It doesn't hit it directly. It's impossible.
All right. I didn't know.
So sometimes you see a missile go, and the Iron Dome will make a loop and come like this to explode with the most parallel to the Qassam, parallel to have the most overlap between the two missiles. Then it will have the strongest effects.
All right, that's interesting.
And this is based on a very, very fast algorithm.
But it has to work faster than anything.
Yeah.
All right.